Can't discount all the groundwork Zeke did. Zeke didn't have any touchdowns, but Zeke busted his butt on the field.
Oh man, now I got a brain fart. A rat's not a word. I think some shit.
Holy shit. God damn it. Fuck. God almighty. What? I am blown away. I'm blown the fuck away. Who is calling me? It's my mama calling me. I know she's calling me about the game. Hello? Hello?
You gonna do it through holler?
Nah, I've been on the phone with him. He said he was gonna call me back, but he ain't hit me back yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
I stripped you and Bill on the phone.
Oh no, me and Jashar was just hollering at him.
Yeah, boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Desert Eagle just gave me my props on his channel.
I
Suck it, baby, suck
I
it.
was changing, you know me, I was changing all up. Oh, wow, come on.
What's up, Mom?
I wasn't changing at all. I watched all of it.
You know me, you know I'm gonna change.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, come on. What you doing?
Yeah, it was bad.
Yo, yeah. The whole time pull it out. Who got the high trophy?
Who? What's that, Mom?
Who got the high trophy?
The what?
Yeah,
Press replay again.
You had a good run.
What, in college?
Sell or traded in.
oh, I'm thinking about it in trophy the top.
Yeah, that was in college. Yeah.
No. We got 89.
Yeah, we 85.
Like they
KCB.
Yeah, he looked like he was crying. Yep.
A little snow with rain in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
So, everybody had a headache. Oh, okay, that's the way I know Jim and Dave on the phone hollering. I ain't gonna even call neither one of them.
No, I ain't talked to us. We talked earlier, but that was it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jim down, he just.
Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, we pulled it out.
Oh, yeah, I'm glad. Let's see what I ain't been watching. I just missed it though a minute. Get from the sound, I gotta catch it in the morning.
Yeah. Okay, then.
All right.
Sorry, I got my mama. She a Cowboy fan before I was even born. But yeah, man. Praise Cowboy, brother.
How about them? What did I say? What did I say last night?
You called it, man. You said Amari Cooper was going to, you called it.
No, I said Dak was going to have 3 touchdown passes.
Yep. You did, bro.
What did I tell you? Listen.
How you guys doing at the round?
Listen, hold up.
Go ahead, Space Cowboy.
This is my thing, right? I understand this wasn't the cleanest game for Dak. I 100% understand that. But I want you to think about this. He threw for 455 yards, 3 touchdowns. Yeah, and I know he had made mistakes, but who would have thought he would have done that? this is his best, and some people argue apparently his worst. But man, I don't know what to say. Listen, there's a lot we could clean up on, but I know now that this team can be dangerous.
Yeah.
You see what Coop did. You see what Dak can somewhat do. You see what Zeke can do. Man, I walk in, the first play I see is that freaking touchdown. But yeah, man, what a game.
Cowboys, bro, how you feeling, man?
Man, oh man, that game was stressful, dog.
Man.
Yeah, man, that game was, man. We trying our damage, man, to get that damn game away, man.
Yeah, we did.
man, shit, man. I was trying, man, to be positive, man, but it was getting tougher and tougher, man. Yeah. It ain't every day, man. We throw a couple of interceptions and a fumble, man, and still win the damn game. We fortunate to walk away from that, man. I'm brave. Hey, goddamn it. We about to clinch the East, man. We about to clinch the East. And we about to be in the playoffs when everybody wrote us out. You know, so however come, fuck it, I'll take it. You know, we in the
I'm happy, man. I got to see Pat do jumping jacks. Hey, MCL, man, do y'all want to wait on 1980 football news, or y'all want to rock and roll?
We live right now, man. We're live right now with you guys. Yeah.
Okay, let's go then. Rock and roll. Go ahead.
I can. You know, we'd have to switch stream though if we did this. So that's the only thing. So we can do it this way. We can do it however you want. I just don't have the video on my side, man. We got 200 people here watching. And we're just, I don't know if you guys watched my reaction, but
Cowboys already kind of said it. Like that game was stressful. I'm glad we got the win, but I feel like I just went through a crazy heart attack. One thing though, a lot of us mentioned something really specific as far as points and what we wanted this offense to do points wise. And a lot of us said 30 points or more. How do you guys feel about the 29 points we were able to put up? Yeah, it was not pretty. It would have been 30, but we put up 29. It would have been 30. Well, how do you guys feel about it? Now that it's said and done, this is a final
score. And I'm going to say, I think it should have been 35, but we left the points out there. We know. And it should have been that and not in overtime.
Well,
whatever.
For me, I said last night, and I don't want to pat myself on the back. I said the game was going to end 28-24. I didn't expect it to go the way it did. And this is why, man, look, the fact of the matter, it shouldn't have went into overtime. The Cowboys had the ability to put this game away much earlier than anticipated. Yeah, I'm excited they won, but my thing is this. We can't get satisfied with just an NFC East title. We pretty much got it on lock. Cool, we get this division wrapped up, but at the end of the day, man, I want this team. This team's getting hot. This offense had over 500 yards, like 550 plus yards of offense. So for me, they just had to clean up the red zone stuff, man. That's the only thing they need to clean up, and just the turnovers.
You called it space, and I got to give it big up to Amari Cooper. What he did actually one extra touchdown in overtime than you called, and you called it.
Well, I said Dak was going to have 3. This was going to be his best game this season. I said this was going to be the first game he threw for 3 passing touchdowns.
Yep.
And coincidentally,
I wouldn't call this his best game, though.
Isn't that crazy, though, the fact that Dak did all that, and this is probably still one of his worst performances all year when you look at it, like, big picture, like, what he did? Isn't that crazy?
I don't look at the stats. I look at Amari Cooper got him those numbers. It wasn't that. I don't care about the 400 whatever yards. I care about Amari Cooper doing that, and I care about the fact that that we actually were able to utilize Cooper, and he did it all on his own. I mean, Cooper, that should have been interception at the end there. I mean, Cooper is such a big role in piece in this team. And again, Cooper got Dak those numbers. Cooper's the one that got 3 touchdowns, all our touchdowns, by the way. Cooper's the one that got the 200 plus yards receiving. Great call on that space, Cowboy. And whatever numbers are up, I don't care. You called it the closest. That's what I'm talking about. And Amari Cooper passing game. I was saying we need to get him. I thought he was going to open up Zeke, then not. But I'm just happy that he did whatever he humanly could to help this team. He's worth that first round pick with a stamp on it.
Hey, Mosh, you all right, man? That game didn't give you a heart attack.
Hey, I don't think we get to do it. I don't really think that's fair to give it all. I don't to give it all to Cooper Man ball. He didn't catch.
You all right over there, Mosh? Prayers, man.
Yeah, a broad came in. That's all. Yeah, man. I mean, you guys, there's nothing I can say, really. You guys will all watch the game. And wow, who expected that? I mean, we're holding them down to nothing, and then all of a sudden their offense fire. They're there. And so we're like, hey, we can do that too, motherfuckers. And boom. Crazy game. Wow. Mind-blowing game.
Yeah. Working class cowboy. What's up, man? You muted, bro, if you're talking. I don't know what working class at. But MCF, how about Ezekiel Elliott getting the ball one time in the red zone the whole game? And how y'all feel about that?
Like, hands down, the dumbest decision we, made all night. It's like Linehan gets in the red zone and forgets that Zeke is the one that got us there. I mean, you guys all saw Zeke running the field on these Eagles. He was getting, like, I don't know what he averaged, but he easily averaging 5, 6, 7 yards a carry.
Something like that. I think 5 or 6 yards is what he ended up with. But yeah, a carry. And again, that's where the play calling comes into effect, unfortunately. And that's what you have to do. Look at that. You got to look at the coaching of this offensive side of the team. And this is execution, though.
I'm gonna take
this is an execution. You see the lack of discipline, that's coaching as well. And some of these red zone stuff is, I believe, more coaching. But when the players needed to outdo the coaches, they did it. The Cowboys did it. Dak Prescott did it, even though it wasn't pretty. And he did enough. I want to Cowboys abroad said about us going and giving it all to Cooper. I'm not giving it all to Cooper, but we can't look at the 400 yards and say that's all Dak. Because we know that a lot of that is Cooper, is all I'm saying. Half of that is Cooper. And I mean, a lot of that is Dak putting it in the right place for Cooper, which he missed 3 other times. He could have had a regular 400-yard game and not overtime if he had executed better, even with the bad coaching, even with the lack of blocking, even with all of the other issues. He could have had obviously the game could have been a whole different way. And that's the difference between us looking like a Super Bowl team and a regular playoff team.
So, real quick, just my last comment on that was just Garrett kind of said it himself a few weeks ago. Remember, it's a long yard. It's a long 2 yards.
He finally got some nuts.
2 yards for Linehan. And I guess Zeke just couldn't somehow make it happen. And I just think
Zeke made it happen on that 4th down.
I got to tell you guys at the halftime chat, I wish we could have had like 2 hours of halftime because everybody wanted to talk. And I wanted to tell you guys that halftime, man, I would have put Tyron Smith on the bench at halftime. He'd already cost us 2 holding calls. And then, boom, later on, holding. It's like, dude, if you're not healthy, let Cameron Fleming come in.
Exactly. Hey, Dallas Cowboys football news. What's up, man?
Yeah. What's up?
Hey, bro. Man, did you get a heart attack after this game? You all right?
Well, I was kind of watching it on my phone. I was at the parade. My kids were in the parade here in town. So I really wasn't as nervous. I was just glancing down, watching and looking up, looking for my kids in the parade. But, Amari Cooper, I did not miss that play. I'm here to say it's officially worth a first-round pick for Amari Cooper. The guy's a baller. I predicted him to have 9 receptions, 190 yards, and 2 touchdowns last night on the roundtable. The guy exceeded expectations. It's not a bold prediction when it comes to number 19, Amari Cooper. It's just what he does. This is his 2nd game as a Dallas Cowboy with 150 yards plus. And he hasn't even been with the team for a whole year. So a nice pickup by Mark with the Dallas Cowboys and Amari Cooper. Dak Prescott, he was not in AT&T Stadium today. That guy was in the parking lot still getting dressed. I don't know what the hell happened with Dak Prescott today. But, again, I hope Zach Martin's all right. Connor Williams stepped in. It was not pretty at all with Connor Williams playing over there at the right guard position. It's just a mix of emotions. But at the end of the day, it took a little bit of extra time, a little bit of overtime, and the Dallas Cowboys got the W. They are 8-5. No matter how bad it looked, they got the job done. They are 2 games ahead in the NFC East. When they were 3rd, they're on top, and it looks like they're going to win that son bitch. Let's go.
All right. Space Cowboy, I got 2 questions for you. First question, if Cam Fleming was in the game, we would have had those 3 holding calls? And next question, when Zach Martin got gone, Michael Bennett had a field day over there. If Michael Bennett is over there beating his man every time, why did the Cowboys keep running over there? That's coaching. We kept going over there, and Zeke kept getting stopped in the background. So those are the 2 questions I got for you.
Yeah, like I feel that when I said this last night, I said, look, this is not going to be an easy game. I expect that the Eagles will stop the run. I think that they will get pressure and all this other stuff, but that's no excuse to do 3 holding calls, and especially when those holding calls could have severely hampered your chances at getting points. So I think that as much as Tyron Smith has done a lot for this team. I mean, listen, man, he was holding back this offense on that left side more so. Obviously, as the game went on, the Cowboys kind of came alive, luckily. But I do think that the Cowboys sincerely, the problem is like now it's like I'm worried that we have to start contemplating. Like I said, we need to contemplate: do we ditch Tyron after the following year? Do we get his replacement? Like kind of like what we did with Sean Lee this year. You get your guy in LVE, and then you move on from him the following year. As for the right guard position, I mean, it's hard to replace a guy like Zach Martin, okay? And I'm not trying to give an excuse because obviously you have a backup in, but I feel what's important is that, and this is why I think they passed the ball much more than they ran, because they didn't feel comfortable running the ball because of the situations they were in. I still think that you need to give that run game a chance. I mean, Zeke was killing them in the first half. But I do think that the Cowboys sincerely need to shore up the offensive. They got to make sure that they get their players well prepared because, we clearly saw Tyron, I feel like, wasn't ready to go. I feel like the right guard wasn't ready to go when Zach Martin got hurt. Hopefully he's okay, and that's just me being honest. We just got to get prepared better. So.
Okay. Working class, you there?
Yeah, man. Sorry, I'm here. I was having some technical difficulties, man. What's up?
Oh man, just how you feel about the whole game, man.
Hey, we won, man. I'm not gonna sit here and nitpick, man. Shit, Dak had 455 yards passing. I can't be mad at that. If he does that shit every week, we got a damn good shot of winning. Defense, once again, man, kind of carrying the load. I mean, defense played well. Offense, man, at times I was like, what, WTF, man? What the hell's going on? But, we made some big plays down the stretch, man. And, hey, we did enough to win the game. I can't be pissed. You know what I mean? Normally I'll nitpick Dak, but shit. You give me 455 yards passing, bro, I won't bitch.
Cowboy, hey, what's up?
No, I was just going to say, man, let's keep it going, man. That's 5. Let's keep it going.
All right. Locker room huddle, what's up, man?
What it do, bro? What it do?
Man, you all right, man? You had to check your blood pressure after the game. You good?
Oh, man. I was about to lose my damn mind for a minute on the real.
Man, the offense had a lot of bad things that was happening early. And I'm gonna be honest, even with Dak Prescott 2 interceptions, his fumble, I still feel like the coaches were way worse today. How you feel about that?
The coaching staff was horrible, bro. From jump, I mean, the first drive, even though off the kick return, we almost had a fumble and lost the ball. But just that first drive, the red zone, they do not run Zeke at all. They constantly in shotgun passing the ball. No, I understand it. First down, first and goal, second and goal. I mean, what are you doing? Like, and then you kept running Zeke in the same direction, doing the same thing up the middle. No outside. I think we've seen Zeke run to the outside maybe 3 times this whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we need Zeke more to the outside so he could be more protected, more with the guards, more with the tackles, so they can take more of the brunt of the punishment than Zeke. Zeke running in the middle, he's taking more punishment. You seen what happened when he actually caught that pass and he had to leave out the game for a minute. I thought he was concussed, but you know what I'm saying? They got to do more. They got to protect him more, just like they protect Dak Prescott, or try to anyway.
Okay. Dallas Cowboy fan 1980. Come on with it, man.
Guys, that was a I don't want to win like that anymore. Like, that was almost like losing. Like, seriously. It was a win. A win is a win. I'll take it. I mean, shit. Take it how we can get it. Hell, we're 8-5 now. We're in the driver's seat. NFC East. Got some games to go still. It shouldn't have went that far. This is my thing with the Dallas Cowboys right now. And this is what I was taught coming up, is discipline. Where was, see, and I hate to go back. I hate to go back, but I have to. I have to prove my point. When does discipline come into effect? Because Jimmy Johnson coaching, we saw perfection. Yeah, Michael Irvin and them made mistakes. I mean, they weren't perfect, but it was close to perfection. Overthrown balls. We could have had so many points. We probably could have had 40 or 50 points. Dak Prescott, if it wasn't for Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper, we wouldn't be sitting here right now, guys, talking about 8-5. There were a lot of people talking about, ready to blame, ready to point that finger at Dak. And I was kind of telling people, y'all relax. I understand. I understand why, because he did some dumb things. I'm not defending him to the fullest, but I knew it wasn't going to be a perfect game because the Eagles were fighting for survival, guys. So they were calling out all the stops. This was their playoff game. Like, seriously. We went into it kind of light because we had our pants in the air. We're 7-5, and we won 4 straight. Discipline really. These guys really got to be held accountable with this, with all these penalties. Like Mosh said, Mosh was exactly right. Tyron Smith shouldn't even been playing. Like, as soon as he committed those three of them, not 1, not 2, but 3 penalties, holding penalties. Get him out. He's hurting the team. When you're hurting the team, it's time to go. Like, seriously, it's time to go. Just like with Sean Lee. If you can't stay healthy and you're hurting the team, it's time to step aside. I mean, it really is. We were almost not beat by the Eagles. We were almost beat by ourselves. We were almost beat by penalties and the refs. And then another thing, guys, I see why XFL is coming back. These rules, you can't even sack a quarterback anymore. What good is it to line up 3 or 4 defensive linemen, or maybe even blitz from time to time, when you can't tackle a quarterback? Why are they rushing the passer? Why are they out there? Really? Gregory was at the man's feet. At his feet, guys. I don't know if y'all saw this shit, but I did. He was at his feet, and his body weight wasn't on him or anything. And they called roughing the passer. Were they trying to get us back from the pass interference call or whatever? I don't know. It's too much tit for tat with the officiating. The officiating is horrible, guys. Officiating, play calling, and lack of discipline could have lost us this game. Like, seriously. We were the better team. We were the better team, guys. Ezekiel Elliott was, it wasn't for him also. I mean, he kept us in the game. He was catching balls out of the backfield, running the ball. You're going to make mistakes. They're going to happen. You're going to throw interceptions. With the interception play in the first quarter when we drove up the field, that was a perfectly thrown ball. Oh, boy just made a play on it. He did his job. He just made a play on it. But everybody's so quick to find somebody to blame. Oh, Dak, see, we got to stop that, guys. Dak's not going anywhere. There's nothing we can do. There's nothing we physically can do. There's no petition that exists to get Dak out of there. There's no voting. There's nothing. He's going to be our guy. Somebody had to throw those touchdown passes to Amari Cooper. I don't know who did that, but maybe y'all can answer that question. But if it wasn't for those 2 guys, Dak drove us up the field too in overtime when it counted. That was another game-winning drive by the sorry Dak needs to go, put Cooper Rush in, that quarterback that we got. So I don't know if those 2 guys could have done that. You see what I'm saying? So it was a good win. It was a bad win. We just gotta work on a lot of things. The playoffs is a whole different type of monster, man. It just is. I saw so many mistakes. It was so many on both sides of the ball. Our defense was a little exposed in the coverage, but that's why I say 3 and out, got to get them off the field. When you don't get the defense off the field, they get tired, they get beat. They're human. The same Madden, I'm going to say this for the zillionth time. The same Madden guys, everybody want to run Zeke. Everybody want to keep giving the ball to Zeke, get the ball to Zeke. That man tired, man. You try it. You get out there, you run 40 yards, and then you run 40 yards again, and then you run 40 yards again. Your ass is going to get tired. So let's stop it with the, oh, get the ball to Zeke all the time. We can't do that. You're going to wear this man out, and he's going to be gone. We only got a good running back for maybe 3 to 4 years because they don't last. Dallas Cowboys need to figure out how to get the tight ends more involved because they were. But I feel like the tight ends and Cole Beasley should have been way more involved. We were a little 2 or 3 dimensional with Cooper, which I'm glad we were because we were successful with it. But going into other games, other teams, they're going to see this, guys. They're going to watch film. They're going to see this. They're going to say, oh, well, damn, they're not even using these. They're not even using the tight ends. Oh, well, damn, they're not even using, Rico Gathers or anything like that. Hey, they're going to go over the top with Amari Cooper. They're not stupid. You get what I'm saying? So we got to continue to win out. Good win. I'm running my mouth too much. I'm sorry, guys. Y'all go ahead and take the flow, man. I'm glad we won the game. At least we won, So, but that's all I got, guys, man. Y'all go ahead and run the flow. I'm out.
Hey, MCF or Space Cowboy, y'all got any topics?
I don't know if you were gonna ask this, but I want to go around the table because we were talking about this last night. I think we was a bit premature, but knowing I think that at this point the Cowboys are gonna win the division. Whether it's they win next week and they clinch it, or both the teams lose. For me, I think that this team, the way the offense play, I know they had a ton of mistakes, but the fact that they put up the yardage and the plays that they made when it counted showed me that this team can show up when need be. Like the fourth quarter, the Cowboys, including overtime, have scored 20 points. They scored 20 of their 29 points in the fourth quarter and overtime, right? So I'm going to start with DJ, man. Do you think what you saw, like the glimpses that you saw, do you think this Cowboys team is ready yet, or no, you still think we need, more time? What do you think?
It's kind of a tricky question because ready, I think we are capable of beating any team, but mentally we do things that keep us behind. Last night I said sometimes scoring 20 points won't do it. You got to be a team that's able to get 30 plus. And today that was almost the case. And we grinded it out so bad. Sometimes the running game just ain't going to do it. Sometimes the running back, he won't be able to get a touchdown. He kept us in the game today with the yards he put down, but overall it had to be Dak Prescott and his arm, and the numbers showed it. The numbers showed it, and I always said, like last year when he did against Green Bay, this kid has to stop shooting himself in the foot with these bad plays he be doing, man. He's capable of being good. It's just that I don't know. I don't understand when he gets in a tough spot. He just does the most absurd thing ever, man. And that's what makes me really mad about him. And I'm afraid that Dak, the certain stages will just be too big for him this year. The way he's playing, going 2 interceptions, a fumble, and finishing off with the game-winning touchdown, and over 400 yards, 3 TDs thrown. That's what he's capable of. Now you definitely know you can't do that every week, but what you can do every week is eliminate self-inflicting wounds, mistakes made by you because your brain just stopped working once the ball is hyped. Dak wasn't the only guy that screwed up today. Tyron Smith, I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, it's funny. We really didn't hear 71 name called at all today. I think Joe Looney had his first penalty today. That bullcrap call on Randy Gregory, that was a tackle. That was a sack. We've seen that so many times. That's a sack. How is that? I didn't even understand what that was, you know. That wasn't no chop block. That wasn't no nothing. He wrapped around his legs. He wrapped him. The officials just didn't like the way Carson fell, and they just threw the flag. That was a bad call, man. I think this team can sustain the level of play that they having, like scoring like that with Amari Cooper. Him and Ezekiel Elliott Amari had over 200. Zeke had over 100 with no touchdowns. We wore the defense out. We're supposed to have, like 1987, 45, 50 points. 45, 50, you know, and I do think we are physically capable of beating any team. It's just that horrendous play calling today. That play when Amari Cooper tipped that ball and called it back, that's all him. MCF said we outplayed the coaches, and yes, we are capable, but the mistakes that we make may hold us back. And I want MCF to answer your question next because I got a question that I want to add on to them. The question space asked me, y'all answer that, but also 8-5, we're probably going to win 10 or 11 games. So what pick will the Raiders really get? Will it be a high pick now, or will it be in the 30s? Like MCF, that's the question. That's the question I want to ask.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, you want to answer the Raider pick because I think that's kind of, you know, it's going to be a higher pick.
Again, yeah, I do think they're going to get a higher pick, but honestly, I don't want to put an exact number to it just because we still there's still 3 more games to go.
And we don't know how consequential they're going to be.
Exactly. Or again, really how much of a factor he's going to be specifically. Because again, in this game, he really came through. These next 3 games, we might win. He might be a big factor, but maybe not the same way he does here. So obviously, you know, that has a lot to do with it. But I still think we still got to steal.
Yeah, when it comes to Cooper. But what was the original question there, Space? Because I had something to say about that. What was the original question?
The original question, because I also gave my opinion. Can this, because of what you saw from the offense performance, because that's what we were asking for, can this offense put up points? Do you think this team can now show that it can contend in the playoffs with what we saw? Okay.
No, I do not. I think that's the. I think I'm hearing a lot of fool's gold, and that's not. I'm not calling anybody out on nothing. I'm just saying that I think we are tricking ourselves into thinking that Dak's stats. We shouldn't be mad because he had good stats. Look who got those stats for him. A lot of the big plays. Yes, he did throw them. Yes, he could have got them on his own. But there's too many issues with Dak to say, and with the coaching, especially specifically the offensive coordinator, in my opinion, that there's too many issues still there. And again, a lot of it roots to the way he was coached and the offensive line issues. But when you see Dak overthrow somebody by 5 yards and cost us, turn the game for them, leaving points, on the board when we threw the end zone interception. That's not just bad play calling. That's also bad execution. We do that. That is not a playoff team. I'm sorry. I got higher standards as a Cowboy fan for 40 plus years. And that's not where I am. I am not happy with that. I don't give a shit about 400 plus yards. I don't give a shit about, listen, he did what he needed to do. I've said that before this week. I think I said at the beginning of the year that Dak can take this team on his back and do things that other quarterbacks cannot do. Forget about our team, other teams. When y'all look at Dak Prescott, 4th round pick, I still take Dak over Carson Wentz, 2nd overall pick. So please don't get me misconstrued here, but let's be real. Dak is a partial issue here with this team on offense, not just the coaching, not just the offensive line. It's a combination of things. And yes, he got it done, but it was mainly through Zeke getting big plays in the air, getting those first downs, getting those extra yards. Zeke, yes, he didn't have the stats. I don't give a shit. He had over 120, 30 yards, total yards. Zeke was bigger than everyone's making it out to be. I'm not saying you should run him every single game. Of course you can't. Put Rod Smith in and run his ass. I agree with DJ on that. We had a chance to really take control of this game in many different ways, many different levels, and many different points of this game, and we let it slip through our hands. It happened since week 1. Why are we surprised now? Why? So why is it going to change in the future? Have you seen anything that's going to change in the future for this team? Because of stats? Fuck no. Because I don't see it. I'm not convinced yet. I wanted to see more. I didn't see enough. And that's where I stand on that topic.
So, I mean, I can't really disagree. I don't think that we're playoff ready in the sense of can we go to the playoffs and actually go out there and do what we have to do again. And really the defense takes me to the Super Bowl.
We're asking me about offense.
I know this. Again, I have absolutely no doubts. This defense has shown time and time again what they're about. You know,
they're Super Bowl ready. They are Super Bowl ready, but not the offense. And that means that it's going to be issues. Now, can we do it? Of course we can do it, but will we? Do you feel confident with the way it's been coached, baby? I mean, do you feel confident in that?
No, but here's one of the big reasons why.
Okay.
We had, I don't know what other games you guys have won where our team had 12 penalties, but we had 12 penalties. How many games have we won, you know, where Dak has been sacked? I think he was only sacked, twice this game? 3 times?
I don't know,
which is still a record low for him this season.
But
he threw an interception this game. I'm just saying that
right.
You're right. You can win regular season games. You can win close games like this, but you're not going to win playoff games like that.
And and one last quick thing, when you look at these these penalties or whatever it may be that keeps killing us, and this is execution, but also discipline. I've been saying it for the last 4 hours, 5 hours. Discipline, and I've been saying it for the last 10 years when it comes to specifically Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett, is an average coach, and that is the problem with this team overall when it comes to on the field stuff. But the lack of discipline, lack of respect for this coaching staff. Exactly what 1980 said. When you've seen these years and Jimmy Johnson do what he's got to do to make things right, I don't care what it is. He gets the job done. We don't get the job done with our coaching staff as a whole. That's a bigger problem. But on the field, we could have won this game by 30 if we had executed better on multiple levels. But Dak is the one that sticks out. He is the quarterback. And
did we win or lose? It sounded like we lost today. Shit.
Well, I want to ask this.
I'm sorry, I'm saying how I feel.
We won, but I think we all watched the same game.
Did you guys feel happy about that?
Easy.
I'm not happy about it. That's all I'm saying. You guys have the floor.
I think it was the way we won. That's the kicker. It's the way we won that game. The game should have been put away a long time ago. We're all happy for the
100%.
Everybody might not say the same things that other people want to hear. You know, we're all human beings. Everybody's have different opinions and thoughts, and we're all Cowboy fans, diehard Cowboy fans, and we all have our opinion, our own separate opinion about the way this game was played. We could have lost this game tonight. Like seriously, we didn't, but we could have. Now, going into the playoffs, the postseason, it's different. You cannot make these kind of mistakes. You can't overthrow guys in the Super Bowl. You can't overthrow guys. You can't underthrow. You can't throw interceptions in the Super Bowl because that's a once in a lifetime chance for a player. Because they, as babies, they grow up and say, hey, I want to be a football player. I want to play in the Super Bowl. You get what I'm saying? So they're not going to make any mistakes. But if you, Dak Prescott, whomever, Tyron Smith, whoever, Zeke fumbles, whatever, if you go out there and make the mistake, they're going to capitalize on it. Another team is going to capitalize on it. And the Eagles almost did. They almost did. You get what I'm saying? So I think it was the way, it was a win, but it was a nasty win. It was like, damn, man, if shit, he almost whooped your ass, man. You lucky this happened. You lucky that happened. I think that's the issue with everybody. The Dallas Cowboys, we say, are they playoff ready? They might not have a choice. Because we're not playing, so we can, sit here and analyze things, and that's our job as fans. I get it, I understand. But they don't have a choice. If they keep winning, they're going to go to the playoffs. I mean, they're obviously looks like they're going to win the division, so they're going to be in the playoffs. There's no turning back. The playoffs are not going to say, hey, you know what, guys? The Dallas Cowboys have been fumbling. They've been false starting. They've been holding. A roughing the passer, roughing the kicker. The coaching staff hasn't been really, really good. They've been really vanilla and generic. Let's hold off until they practice enough to get better. They're not going to do that. You get what I'm saying? The show must and will go on, regardless. So they're going to have to learn real fast. You see, we're a young team, guys. We're the youngest team in the NFL. Young folk make mistakes. They just do. When you put a young person in the driver's seat of a brand new car, guess what they're going to do? They're going to get a ticket or they're going to wreck it. You get what I'm saying? They're just young. They don't know. They don't have life experiences. These guys are just now experiencing end of the season football play. You get what I'm saying? Some of these guys. And that's what it happens, you know. These guys are young and they're dumb. You're young and dumb. Hell, I was young and dumb once. We were all young and dumb once, where you couldn't tell us nothing. Oh, I know. You know, you get them to the sideline. Randy Gregory commits a penalty. And you put him on the sideline and try to discipline. The first words out of his mouth are, yeah, I know, man, I know. And if you know, why'd you do it? If you know why you in trouble. If you know why did you wreck my car. If you know why were you with your friends when they were robbing the bank. You were with them, regardless if you held the gun to the clerk's head or not. You was with them. You get what I'm saying? So it all goes into play. And I'm scared. I'm a little scared when the playoffs come around, because all these damn mistakes, you can't make them. You can't. You have to be perfect. Jimmy Johnson was the best at making them so uncomfortable. He made it uncomfortable for them to mess up. He made it uncomfortable, even though they won games. You say, oh man, well, we won the game. Why is everybody so mad? Jimmy Johnson left Troy Aikman on the damn chart at the airport. We won that game. He left it. Hey, we got to go. I handle him, you know. Left Michael Irvin the next week. We won that game. Left his ass because he won the hot dog and with the reporters and all that stuff. So winning is good. It is good. But when you notice things, you're going to watch film. These guys got to watch film. And they're going to see every little thing that you've done. And this is where discipline comes in at. These guys have to be held accountable. No more slaps on the butt, man, and clapping. These guys have to run until I get tired. My coach used to tell us, man, you're going to run until I get tired. You fumble that ball, you carry that ball through the classroom with you. If the teacher asks you, why the hell you got this ball in your hand, you let her know, hey, I fumbled last week, so, you know, I got to hold on. I bet you, as embarrassing as that is, you got to do those things. I don't know what they do in the NFL, but I know in high school and college, that's what was done, you know. But you have to, these guys have to be held accountable, man. I mean, Jimmy Johnson would have had his Randy Gregory's face mask and been yanking it all over the damn place and spitting all in his face and talking shit to him. And if you got something to say, there's the door. Everybody's damn replaceable. Everybody. If you don't want to be here, if you want to commit penalties and then be on the defense about it, motherfucker, you made the penalty. You did it. What you mad for? How you gonna get mad at me as a coach for getting in your ass for making a damn penalty? Does that make sense? Nah. Get your ass off the team. There you go. It's discipline, man. These guys need to learn it, man. Tough love. That's all it is. Just like with your kids. They do wrong, you're going to whoop their ass. Bottom line. You ain't going to let them get away from nothing like that. It's bottom line, man. That's it.
Hey, football news, you think we playoff ready?
I'm going to tell you this. 1980 brought up a really good point about being young. But you got to look at the word I'm going to use here. And we still got 3 games left in the season. The word I'm going to use here is adversity. This team right here, being so young, handled adversity today. Yeah, the coulda, woulda, shouldas, and this, that, or the other. But at the end of the day, this young team handled their adversity and got the W. If a team as young as this can stand there and look adversity in the face that they face today, it will only make them better. And that's why they are playoff ready. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter about the discipline matters. All that stuff matters. But, you know, the adversity that they face today being so young, because do you know how mental state you gotta be with the adversity they face today, right? The opening kickoff, the fumble, you know, just that right there, that could have changed the game today. You know, all the penalties, all this, that, and the other. But being young and learning how to fight through the adversity they put themselves in, and that the rest put themselves in, and that the Eagles put themselves in, they handled it, and that's why mentally they can win in the playoffs.
Hey, can I fire away? And hey, Cowboy fans, I want to let you know that we're allowed to have defense. Oh my God, Staubach and Dorsett and everybody, they had Hell, they had Mel Renfro back then. They had Bob Lilly back then. Harvey Martin back then. Too Tall Jones back then. Oh, hey, don't you remember Jerry Jones? He went out and got us a Charles Haley. He went out and got us primetime Deion Sanders. I'm just so tired of hearing the defense bailed us out again. That defense bailed us out again. It was our Jerry Jones that went and got us the defense we needed to get those 3 championships in the 90s. I know our offense can be better. Yes, our offense is not there, but guess what? It's a team sport. There's Cowboy fans like, man, I wish Romo had this defense. I wish Romo had this defense. And now that our defense gets us a win, dang, man, our defense has bailed us out again. Hell yeah! Thank God we got a defense. Be happy about it. Damn. Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me hold on, Space Cowboy. Before
sorry,
you
go ahead.
I want to let Matt tune in on this. You there, Matt?
Yeah, I'm here. I want to get to the are we playoff ready thing here in just a second, but before I do, I just want to make a statement that the Cowboys really did something really nice for our household today. Today is my wife and I's very first wedding anniversary, so we got to watch this game together. And when Cooper made that catch at the end of the game,
congratulations,
our household went so crazy. It was amazing. It was incredible. But thank you so much. When I think about whether or not we're playoff ready, here's what I see with this team. First of all, right now, as it stands, we're on a 5-game winning streak, and we just swept the defending Super Bowl champions. Okay, we have a lot to hang our hat on right now. But when I look at this game in particular, I look at especially like the first few drives. How frustrating is it that this offense can move the ball so very, very fluently between the 20s, but once we get down to the opponent's red zone, we have no answers. We always get threes or
very, very good point.
Good point.
If we're going to be defensive, if we're going to be a playoff ready team, we've got to fix that. We have got to find a way to get 6. And I don't know if it's running Zeke more in the red zone. I don't know if it's getting the tight ends involved. I'm not sure what the solution is. That's why I'm not the head coach, but it's up to the coaches. It's up to the coordinators to find ways to put the ball in the end zone. Now, if we can do that, I'm confident this defense, like Mosh said, is good enough to get us where we need to be to win these games. We have got to score touchdowns on these drives. Solidified, yeah, I think we are playoff ready. But today, right now, no, we're not. But we have a few more games left to get that fixed. So hopefully we do that. But yeah, I think this team, if we can do that offensively, if Cooper can do what he did today and Zeke gets fed, really, I think we have a pretty decent chance. Now, I'm not saying we're going to be Super Bowl champions or anything like that, but maybe get a playoff win, maybe get 2. Who knows what's going to happen? That's why it's so much fun to watch this team. But let me turn that back over to you. That's just my 2 cents on that. Okay,
I'm gonna answer your question, and then I'll move back to MCF. How can we, do so good outside of the red zone, but once we get there, we're not that good? Here's my answer to that. If you're a guy and you can't fight, you can stand 100 feet away from a guy and throw rocks and bricks and sticks at him all day because if you get close up on him, it's over. You can't punch him in the face. You can't do nothing. Our coaches can function anywhere out of the red zone because there's no pressure for them to be creative. Outside of the red zone, running the ball, bootleg, passes.
Good point, DJ. Good point, goddammit.
Running the ball, bootleg, and screen passes, that's all normal outside of the red zone. That's just typical football play. But once you get in the red zone, you got to play ball and you got to really coach because that's when it's the hardest to score the ball. People ask why Floyd Mayweather moves and jumps around the ring. He don't want to get hit. He don't want to get hit. Why would he get up on you and he's too smart for that? You understand? It's easy for Lanahan to be on the 50-yard line and call a bootleg. You're not going to complain about a bootleg if you get 10 yards on it. You're not going to complain. First down play or run, Zeke get 8 yards, you're not going to complain. There's no creativity involved outside of the red zone. That is not even basically necessary. There's no pressure. But once you get in the red zone, that's when you really got to coach. And that's what our coaches' lack of talent and lack of knowledge for being an offensive guru shows. That's why we can't score there. We always say, how the hell can we drive down there and only get 3? Because it don't take much to drive down there when you got a guy like Amari Cooper and Ezekiel Elliott who can do the damn job themselves. But when the defense got you bunched up to where you ain't got much wiggle room, that's when creativity supposed to kick in, and we have none. That's why once we get down there, it's very hard to damn score, because that's when the defense is right on your ass. You have no breathing room, and you really got to be creative because there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to run. The defense is right there upon you. But when you spread it out, or you're on the 50-yard line, you got a little wiggle room. You can move here, move there. You can shake a guy. You can do a comeback route. Can't do no damn comeback route in the end zone. It's not much room. Everybody bunched up right there. So that's why I think you really our offense don't score many touchdowns. And think about it. Think about it. Most of our touchdowns in the past 5 games are pretty much big plays, which I'm fine with, which I'm completely fine with. Look at most of our touchdowns. They're big plays or they're long runs from Ezekiel Elliott. We can't get – it's hard to get red zone play because it takes creativity, man. The defense is bunched up. If you're not an offensive coordinator that know how to spread your guys out, disguise guys, and use the proper personnel, you will not score in the red zone because that's where it create. That's where it takes creativity, and we do not have that as an offense. Go ahead, MCL.
I mean, as far as the issue on red zone success specifically, you know, I think that we're overlooking the short field advantage because
Hey guys, I'm gonna get out of here, man. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm gonna get out. I gotta feed my kids and stuff, man. Hey, y'all keep up the great work. Everybody on here, congratulations on the Cowboy win, guys. Everybody's got a very, very knowledgeable point towards the game. So everybody keep up the good work, man. Good points all across the table, man. God bless y'all. We won. Go Cowboys.
Go Cowboys, baby. Thank you. Yeah, I mean,
no, again, when it comes to red zone, you know, the red zone issue, I agree with you 110 million %, DJ, in the sense of creativity is a problem, just because, again, those same plays that work when we have 75 yards and all that field isn't going to work when we only have 20 yards and the defense is playing on a short field. They have that extra 12th man, so to speak, in the sense of, you know, again, it really limits them. And again, that's where we see Linehan fall apart, because instead of falling back on the things that seem to work and we see work, Zeke, you know what I mean? He does, again, those are the moments where he does, you know, like, again, the play calling fails us there too.
And Zeke is in the game on these red zone. He's just not utilized properly, in my opinion, for the most part. Not every time, but for the most part, he's not utilized properly in the red zone. He goes into a different, again, that 12th defender. And that's what I just remember that from when I was playing football. I remember I was taught that as, and you've heard it probably as well, that the 12th defender on the field is the when you get into the red zone, it shortens the field. So it doesn't allow, it shortens creativity. And when you have the issues we have with our coordinator, that is, I mean, again, listen, it's a decision made by Dak. That's one thing. That's what I'm trying to say is that's where the coaches hurt him when he but he has to make a better decision on his own in the game and execute properly. But the coaches are not giving him the right stuff. They're being too predictable when they're in that red zone, and that's on Scott Linehan, and that's my issue, and always has been about him.
Exactly. That's why I said that was a good question, Matt, because I was thinking about that when the game was on. So yeah, real good question. Hey, Dallas Cowboy football news, man. Tyron Smith, man, how you feel about his 3 penalties today? You think he'll get over it, or this is just him?
He was rusty. He'll get over it. He's an all-pro for a reason. You know, it hurt us, you know, of course, but I mean, shit, he missed a lot of time. He missed a lot of practice.
Yeah.
He definitely wasn't in his rhythm. He definitely wasn't the Tyron Smith that we know. You know, he's dealing with, you know, elbows and all this other stuff, but he was manning up and trying to play. You know, it's just one of those things. I'm going to call it rust right now.
Shit, when the last time has he been to Tyron Smith? We know.
Right. He's been there.
No, man, I guess I've been blind. Anybody want to say something?
Yeah, I got a question for everybody. Is there any Cowboy fans out there that did not want to go for it on a 4th and 1?
No, I wanted to go for it on 4th and 1.
I want.
Oh yeah, me too. And one thing about that, Marsh, I know maybe 3 weeks ago, me and my Cowboys family agreed that when we went for it on that 4th down, that shit was not aggressive. Today, you wanted to show aggressive, go for it on 4th down in the red zone. That would have been showing you was trying to do something. When you go for it on 4th down when there wasn't no pressure, that wasn't aggressive to me.
I will say though he went for it in overtime and on fourth down and that was 4th and 1 and that was the one that at least he drew some balls finally
because it was pressure and it was do or die. That's aggressive.
The season was on the line. You can tell he's playing for the season after you went for that 4th and 1. You're going for the touchdown.
But I think that part of the reason why he didn't go for it, though, on that 4th down there specifically, go back to that Saints game, guys. How did Sean Payton lose that game? Because he went for it on 4th and 1 in a bad – I'm just saying that –
you can't base yourself on that, though.
No, but Garrett historically obviously just – he won't go for it in those moments.
My thing is that I want to just remember, guys, I know it's going to maybe a little painful. Maybe it's too soon. Just think about that. I don't want to watch that last play because, honestly, guys, let's get real. That could have been a pick 6.
Yep.
Just as easy as Amari Cooper could have taken that in. So let's chill on the Dak love. Like, I got him. He's a star. He's one of our players. He's the quarterback. He's that. But you know what I'm saying? I love Dak. I'm just saying that we got to like the overdone stuff when it comes to the fact that, Dak can't do any wrong because he has 400 yards. I mean, I don't – that could have been a pick 6, and then we're talking a whole different thing right now. And again, it didn't happen, but who made it happen? I mean, that last play, Amari Cooper, we're lucky that he's able to have the awareness and the ability, natural born ability to be able to do that, to get I don't think any other receiver would have made that on our team. That quick reaction to get that and run it in. Only Amari Cooper would, but did it have to be? That was a horrible pass. You got to call it out, So that could have cost us the fucking game. And yes, it didn't. But when will it? And that's what I'm scared of. I'm just being real, guys. I'm being real. And I want this team to succeed. I want number 6, and I think we can do it. But right now, our defense is there. The offense has still got a ways to go, a lot of fine-tuning to go. In my humble opinion, I could be wrong. Hopefully they got it together next week, and we go all-star offense.
You're right. That's what I always preach. I always preach we've had debates on who fault was that pass, or was it Dak, or did it touch his hand? Like, I'm always every week there's a pass.
It's almost like we flip-flop for a second there. It's like Freaky Friday for real.
Even today, what I was saying earlier today was that he's capable of having games like this, but his mishaps and shooting himself in the foot is what holds him back. I always had my stance, but I gotta give it up when it's time to give it up. But I still feel the same way, and I still want another QB. That'll never change. But when he throws 243 in the second half, shit, man, I gotta say, Green Bay got one of the best quarterbacks. He guaranteed $6-7 million. Hell, they having a bad year. Our quarterback, even with his mishaps, he's still, coming out in the end. But every time we have a big play, even the plays that we have that are big, the ball is damn near behind the player, and they got to turn. I feel like if Dak Prescott put the ball on the money every time, we can have a lot of walk-in touchdowns. And I feel like if we was to make it to the playoffs, he would need to be that accurate the way that we're talking about, because a lot of his Amari Cooper passes be behind him. A couple of and let's give it up for the tight ends today. I got to give it up to
all 3 of them.
They kept the kid for a reason. Y'all said when the Eagles tried to claim him that the Cowboys brought him up. He played big today, strong, didn't let that ball get out of his hand. Malcolm Jenkins tried to punch it out a couple times. That kid had a bear claw on that ball. But, yeah, Prescott, like I said, if he put the ball on the money, a lot of time when those guys catch it and stop throwing all those floaters, we'll be looking at a lot more yards. That's why I just say I feel like if we were to get there and Dak could correct all those things, that we could beat a lot of teams in the NFL, even the good teams, because we're capable. Look at all the points we leave out there, and we do leave a lot of points out there because of him. And I felt like today the coaches were way worse than Dak was, in my opinion, even with the 2 interceptions. It happens. And I think over the last 6 games, the best quarterback, they said NFL, Tom Brady, only got through like 4 touchdowns. So it happens. And regardless of who fault it is, y'all know me. I'm the hardest guy on Dak Prescott. But I got to give the kid his props. He came back. He showed up. He did his damn thing. And he threw over 200 in the fourth quarter, man. God almighty. Or the second half or whatever it was. That dude, he did his damn thing. I just got to give it to him today, man.
How long was that Amari Cooper catch? 75 yards, right?
75 yards. That was his longest.
Yeah. And again, I mean, I'm just saying, it's like to me, I feel like Amari Cooper helped boost those numbers. I'm not trying to say it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's a great thing. But I'm just trying to say we got to look at it in that perspective as well and kind of keep us grounded. And I agree with you. You've been very hard on Dak. That's what I'm saying. It's almost like we switch because I said this. He will bring us back. Dak Prescott will do bad throughout 3 quarters, and then when we need him, he gets it done most of the time. And you guys see, I mean, this got to be another 4th quarter comeback, right? Overtime, he's just passed Stafford for number 1. I don't know if that's been broken yet, that news, but yeah, thinking about it, they were tied. So now, you know,
I think that's twice that we specifically had Dak beat Philly in an overtime win.
Yeah, first time it was Jason Witten, 2016.
Yep, that's right. It was that play action. It was that scramble back.
And
there
how big was that game then, too?
Yeah, it was a booster there, too. But again, the thing is this. With everything we've said about Dak, even here, we've been very positive about Dak. And DJ, you know, we've been pretty supportive of Dak throughout the time. But again, I'm seeing too many inconsistencies in the biggest times, points. And you were saying this yesterday about points being left off the board.
Yep.
I mean, this game should never have been overtime. This game should have been 400 yards on regulation. And the game should have been 31 to 10. I don't even know if it should have been 10. I mean, I'm just saying, in the end, we really had this game and we allowed them back in. Every game it's the same thing. I think on the roundtable I said it. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit like emotional about it because I know we could be so much more. I agree with you guys. The talent is there. But there's something holding us back, and it's not just Dak's throws, not just the offensive line. It's something deeper, and that's the other issue I've been talking about the whole year, and that's the coaching and the front office, all that stuff. But again, those are excuses in a way to the fact that execution on the field has to be there, and Dak cannot keep missing these guys. We said this 6 weeks ago, but he can't miss them, and he's still missing them.
Yep.
So let's, and again, these yards that he got to 200 yards in the second half, that's Amari Cooper doing a lot of that stuff. I'm not saying he's not part of that. Imagine he could have had 300 yards to hit Gallup twice. And another 2 touchdowns, and it's not even a close game. It kills me. It kills me to say it. But we got to see more consistency from Dak. And we're talking about playoffs now. We're not talking about winning games to get into playoffs. Now we're talking about playoffs. Now I'm harder on Dak.
Hey guys, real quick, I gotta get going. I gotta get going. Good win. You can find me at Dallas Cowboy Football News on YouTube, Dallas Cowboy Football News on Facebook, DCF News 1 on Twitter. If you're man enough to talk X's and O's, slide them out DM like a hoe.
All right,
I'm
bro.
out. Peace.
Anybody got something? Anybody else got something?
I was wondering what game 1980 watched because he's like, man, we need more from the tight ends. I think this was our biggest game, right? Tight end wise of the whole season that we went and used our tight ends a lot this game. I was happy that we seen this, but hey, Dak Prescott, go to the open guy. They're going to leave our tight ends wide open, make them pay. And Dak did it over and over and over. I love how we used our tight ends. And, he's still got some growing to do. I don't know if that's on Kellen Moore, the quarterback coach. I don't know what it's on. But somebody was in chat over here right now on Fifth Quarter Cowboys saying, if we haven't learned by week 14, when can we learn? That's a damn good question, man. But, hey, we keep getting the W's. We're keeping on getting the W's, and I like it. But, yeah, we could be blowing people out.
Yeah, we talked, like I said, we talked about it last night and the other week, man. There's so many wide open overthrows today, man. Oh my God. Like we leave so many damn points out there, man. And that's why I get so mad because we seen the kid be damn good. But then he come back and he act like he's never played football before in his life. You know what I'm saying? So those are the things that I always be mad about. Everybody know how I felt about him. I've had hundreds of debate with people about this. I got videos about it, and I talk about the same thing, the inaccuracy, the running in the sacks. I talk about the same thing. But today, just today, man, after all those badass plays he did, all of those mishaps, man, the kid pulled it out in the end. I got to give him his props. But also, that same play today will not get you for in the NFL. Tom Brady threw for almost 500 and still lost the Super Bowl last year. So you're right, MCF. Those numbers can trick you because Tom Brady almost threw 500 against the Eagles and he lost still. So you're right. Those numbers can get you, you know what I'm saying, make you feel a certain type of way when it's really not true. Because I'm pretty sure if you go back and look at the game, even with numbers like that, I feel like you can still have a bad game. Because, most of those, what a lot of people don't pay attention to, some of those numbers are yards after the catch.
Correct.
So with that being said, I'm happy we won. I'm glad the kid pulled it out. But man, we are playoff ready. But man, if Dak played like this, we will get there and be out the first round like we always do.
And I think that, the thing that's funny. Dak playing the way he's been playing is good enough to win games.
Mm-hmm.
But Dak playing the way he's been playing is not good enough to get far into playoffs. Let's be real.
Right.
And that's the difference. And even if you put in all the bad coaching and the bad blocking and all the other stuff, he's still making – I know people saying he's human. He is human. I am a big supporter of Dak, but he's also consistently inconsistent. And the coaches aren't helping him. So there's a lot of issues going on.
We have to be real about that too.
But the one thing I will say is this game specifically, and again, DJ might have just seen it today, but again, I've seen this from Dak this year. And even before, even his rookie year, I think we saw his leadership, his ability to bring the team back. He's one of the best in bringing the team and bringing guys back. As I said, I think he passed Stafford. Stafford hasn't brought anybody back since a couple of weeks ago. But the point is that Dak Prescott, to me, is clutch when needed. You see, he doesn't – imagine if we could tune up everything else about him, you know? And that's the thing. He is clutch. It's funny. He will not make that interception or that fumble or the mistake. How many games has he done that? I mean, we've lost because of field goals, not going for it on fourth down against Houston and a lot of different things that in other losses. I don't remember Dak losing the game specifically. Maybe I forgot that or something, but I don't see it. He helped us, have some difficult times, but he never actually blew the game. He's always come through at the end. For the most part, for us, I'm trying to just kind of think: is there a point where he messed us up, or directly with Dak Prescott? When he kind of blew it, and not necessarily not being come back, but I'm just saying didn't, threw an interception we needed it on the goal line or something like that. It's a major f up on the last drive to win the game. No, I don't think so. And Dak Prescott, to me, on that side, he's one of the best. I mean, I think that's what I'm saying. His potential. And I get the frustration because the potential is there, but he's still missing 3/4 of the game, and he got to get that fourth quarter going. I mean, he's got to be consistent through 4 quarters. And as a regular season, we're good. We're good with someone like this. But the playoffs, he's got to get better. And now I'm back in playoff mode right now. That's what it's about.
I mean, I have a question real quick for you, DJ. Since we didn't really touch on this too much, but it was kind of relevant today. Special teams. So we obviously started off the game with a huge special teams mess up with Jordan Lewis. But Chris Jones, the 2 punts he did have tonight, one of those 2, he was fine. He looked like the Chris Jones we know. The other one is so. But I mean, overall, how do you feel about our special teams play? Overall, I mean, Maher too with that missed field goal,
and then that big made one, right?
And that big one. So I mean, overall, I think we're doing better. But I don't know. Something about Chris Jones, I'm still keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to because prior to today, Chris Jones was terrible. He went on like 4 games where he was terrible. I mean, just bad punts, man. I don't know if it's because he's growing the long hair now. I don't know what it is, but Chris Jones, I don't know, man. It's been bad. It's been bad, seriously. And I've seen y'all talk about it, and I've seen y'all talk about it on live screens, and I paid attention to it too. Like the punts, they just weren't there. Like I don't know what it is. I don't know, but that has to improve. We are last in the NFL with yards after the punt. We are terrible. We don't get no yards. We need a guy specifically for that. Beasley is not fast enough. Stop using Jordan Lewis. He did it in college. This is not college no more. This is not college. Lance Lenore, that was my boy. I don't know what's up with Lance. We need a guy specifically for this. For the punt returns, man. We need that. That's a big factor, man. You can get good yardage, on punt returns.
I think that's where losing Tavon Austin hurt us even more than the receiving game. Losing Austin there really killed us because that's where we wanted to use him. And he was, again, he gets a little too cute sometimes, but you can't deny that the best plays we had so far special teams this year have all been with Austin and hands on the ball.
That damn speed. It's that speed, man. Tavon is fast as hell. And you're right. Special teams, it's a deal. People don't look at special teams, but man, that's a big damn deal. And I just don't feel like we've capitalized on our potential when it comes to special team. Like Beasley is not the guy. Beasley got the hands to catch the ball and not drop it. I think that's why we mostly use him back there. But we got to start taking that position more serious as far as gaining yards after the punt. We got to run the ball. I don't even think we've got it up to the 50 all season. So yeah, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. And even with Maher, he missed the short one, not typically a short, but got the 62. Come on, man. I've even seen you miss an extra point before. People shouldn't get hype over him getting that 62. We probably won't see. We probably never see that again.
I know, but it's part of the reason we cut Dan Bailey for that same reason, because he was missing the close ones. We saw it, those deep ones, those 50-yard ones. Those are the ones he was making. It was the 30. It was those extra points that were killing him. It was that 20-something yard field goal that killed him. So, but special teams, no one thinks about it until it's time to kick a field goal and you miss it, and that's the reason you lose the game.
I gotta say, I knew Brett was gonna make it. I'm like, boy, we got you on YouTube kicking 65-yarders. I know you're gonna nail this, and boy, and he had room to spare. He made it.
I know that would look good from 65, Mosh.
Yeah, beautiful.
And I'm certain the Eagles are having this exact same conversation right now about that extra point that they missed. I mean, that really could have changed the tide of the game for them. But I also want to say too about special teams. I didn't really see him today as much. But I'm telling you guys, Kayvon Frazier is starting to remind me a lot of Keith Davis when he's making hits, kicking the ball. That dude, I mean, people are afraid to run towards him. He just lights you up, and I love seeing that. Our coverage is decent. I mean, it could be better, yeah, but we're not giving up the huge plays as far as returns and special teams right now. I think that's a good thing, and I also think that.
No, I have a question for you, Matt.
We really
you
do
brought
need to
that
do
up.
something with this punter.
Well, no, Matt, you brought up Frazier. That I didn't really stop to think about it, but do you think that part of that is because he's not being used as much anymore because we're specializing him more on special teams? Because I didn't really stop to think about Frazier too much there. Good point.
Oh yeah, that's where he's making his bank right there for sure, and he's getting it done.
Yeah, he is. Every time he's the first guy down there. Every time. Like you said, I didn't really see him much today. But other than that, Kayvon, he's a beast on special teams. I like on special teams. Ross Smith is okay on special teams. I just wish we used Ross Smith more on offense. Zeke leaves out the game a lot now. Zeke probably had 29, 30 carries a day. I hope we can't kill him, y'all. We can't kill Zeke. I don't know what it is with Beasley, but every week Beasley has an ankle issue. That's going to be a problem. Every week that it's going to be at least one play where he get up limping. It's going to be at least one play every week. So, yeah, I guess pretty much overall for me, in closing, man, good win for our team to improve to 8-5. We beat the Eagles twice. We beat the Redskins. We beat the Giants. Now we got to beat the Giants one more time. I'm happy with where we at, but we definitely cannot go far with I mean, God Almighty, the overthrows and stuff. That's just a whole nother topic. And like you said, MCF, that easily could have been a pick, man. Easily. I mean, it was right there for the pick. That's why the dude was so sad after the game. It was right there for him, man. That would have been, and he went to the house with that because wasn't nobody on that side but them. So overall for me, I'm just saying I'm happy we got the win. I'm sick of saying we got to improve that because I've been saying that all season and it ain't improved yet. But I got to be honest here. Like I say, I still want a new quarterback. But if we keep him, $30 million, hell no. Kiss my ass, no sir. Give that man no $30 million.
Get some new coaches.
Yes. If
you're gonna keep him, get some new fucking coaches on the offensive side. A real quarterback coach and a real offensive coordinator.
Please. Jerry Jones has to see this boring, tragic-ass playbook. And on that fumble, when the Eagles really recovered, I don't know why the referees gave us back the ball. The Eagles really recovered that. 3 and out. This damn defense. Hey, let me ask you something. Did the defense play better today or versus the Saints?
Saints by far.
Yeah, I got to go Saints.
Okay. I was just asking because
Saints,
one of those touchdowns was because Dak Prescott almost threw a pick six. That's what one of those touchdowns was. That second touchdown, I don't know what that was, but that first one, that was our offense. That was a turnover, created by our offense. Where he thought Michael Gallup was 7 foot tall and just put the ball way up there, man. It was, but I feel like this defense is still top 2 in the NFL. We create
I'm saying top 1, number 1. I really am number 1 defense overall.
Yeah, and I'm not going to argue with you. I can't because the defense that everybody says number 1 is Baltimore. They lost to the Saints. We beat the Saints. So with that being said, the only reason I say one reason we might be playoff ready is because of this defense. But at the same time, defense balling out the way they ball, and we still be biting our nails at the end of the games, man. That has to change, man. I don't want to hear Dak Prescott get up on the podium and say, we got to help our defense out. We still leaving points out there. You said it every week. You said we got to get better every week. The season is almost over, man. You as a quarterback just got to get better this offseason, regardless of what happened. You need to work on your craft. No more dick guns. None of that, man. Work on your craft. I hope Jerry Jones realizes we need a true high-powered, true offensive type guru, man. If you're not going to get rid of Gary, you got to get rid of Lanahan, man. You got to let Scott Lanahan go. The play calling was atrocious. Without Amari Cooper, we are not 8-5. Can y'all agree with that?
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
We are not 8-5 without this kid, you know, and hey, MCL, me and Cowboys LeBron, we came around, I think like 3 games ago on Tyrone Crawford. I think like 3 games ago, we were like, yeah, I ain't mad about that money no more. I see you finally came around.
Yeah,
too.
I did. I love it. I love that. I love that he this year. I don't know about last year or the future years.
Right.
But the $9.1 million, he's getting his money. We're definitely getting it's not that we're getting our money. We're not getting a great deal. It's an even deal. It's fair. Yeah. And I got to give it up to Crawford for sure.
Right. Exactly. I mean, that's pretty much it for me. If y'all got anything else.
Let's talk to Heaven 88. Give me some subscriptions. And how about those Cowboys? Feels good to be a Cowboy. I thought the Philly O-line really played great. I'm sure they were holding. We never got one holding call against the Philly O-line, but we talked about. We just got done talking about our defense, and it was like our defense is like tired or we're out. It's like, why ain't they playing better? They go game. That's why when you ask the question, what defense played better, today's defense or the defense against the Saints, the defense played by the Saints by far, because late in the game, our defense just letting them walk down the field. I wasn't happy. Carson Wentz, he could just sit back there and pass the ball. I mean, we finally got to him here and there, but overall, I think maybe just the great O-line of the Eagles. I thought their O-line played outstanding. I'm sure there was some non-holding that didn't get called, but that happens on all sides. But Phil's going to be a Cowboy, man. Shout-outs to my Cowboys family. Shout-outs to Fifth Quarter Cowboys. I see my boy Duke Butler still here. Shout-outs, go Cowboys. And on to the Colts.
Duke, any last words? Let's see. Anyone else?
I'm good, brother. You know, I mean, just for me, like I say, man. Good.
Heck yeah, man. I'll get the sign off on my end as well. Might as well, man. First of all, how about them Cowboys? I love this 5-game winning streak. This is nice. I think we have a couple more wins in us.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, one question, MCF. Did Van Der Esch kind of take a drop off today?
Nah, he's a rookie. He's young. Like you guys said, I've been saying it from the beginning of the year. This young defense, it's going to be elite. It's going to be dominant. I didn't think it'd be this dominant, but they're going to make mistakes.
If this is a bad game from LVE, I'll take that.
Exactly.
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I know, right?
That is great. That's a great point. Yeah, exactly. This was not that bad of a game for LVE.
Again, the fact that I can't think of a single real big play where I'm like, damn, LVE, you know, like that to me, that's it. I can't think of very few plays I can think of that straight up make me say like, damn, this player blew it.
Mm-hmm.
Not, even in this game.
He played solid for sure.
Is Dak Prescott better than Carson Wentz, man?
As of right now, I say it's about tied, but I will say I'll give the nod to Dak. Because if he had better coaching, I think he'd be a lot better. And I think he would show a lot better. And again, Wentz is good. I'm not saying he's not, but I think Dak, where he was picked, and you look at all that stuff, that makes a difference. And I think where you get Dak, it's a way bigger bargain than what you got for Wentz. That's my opinion there.
I agree with you, man. I think that Dak gets the nod from me just because, he's got better receivers right now. He's got Tate. He's got Jeffrey. Granted, I would take Cooper over either one of those guys in a heartbeat. But if Dak can just quit overthrowing Michael Gallup, oh, my goodness. He can make Gallup so much money. He can make Gallup a name in this league if he would just stop overthrowing him on that play. But yeah, I'm definitely taking Dak over Wentz. I'm taking Dak definitely over Wentz.
I thought you would take Cooper Rush over both of them guys.
Yeah. Oh, I'd take Cooper.
You take Cooper Rush over Dak and Wentz?
No, I'm talking about Amari Cooper.
Oh,
Amari Cooper.
Man.
over Tate and
Like, can you imagine that Cooper instead?
and Jeffries. Yeah.
Well, that's it for me, MC. I mean, I'm gonna get out of here, man. Good win by the Cowboys. You know, appreciate y'all, man. Hopefully we on the next week. Hope we get another victory. Like I say, I feel like we can really win out, man. I think we can finish 11-5. I don't know how anybody else feel, but this schedule ain't really that tough.
I've been saying it for some weeks that we can finish 11-5. Since after last week's performance, we can finish 11-5, and that means beating 3 subpar teams. And we just played this week and last week. Now, hold on, let me rephrase that. Not really. The Colts are definitely up and coming. They're definitely playing pretty well. I think we should still be able to beat this team, but it'd be a good test, and at least it's not a must win in the sense of for the division. If the Redskins and Eagles play week 17, one of them are going to get a loss. One of them cannot catch us. All right. That as we discussed, I'm sure you discuss this as well. The fact that we won 5 games in a row in a span of less than a month, from November 11th to December 9th, we won 5 games in a row. We were left for dead at 3-5. Now we're 8-5. What a turnaround. Now we not only are 8-5, but we also are 2 games in front of the Redskins, 2 games in front of the Eagles, with tiebreakers on both of them. So nothing left to do, but just we're a half game. Our key number, or whatever you call it, is half a game. Half a game, meaning that we win, or the Redskins lose a game, they're out. Or the Eagles lose a game, they're out, as far as catching us for the division. Just keep that in mind. Now, there's a wild card still there. I believe we need to still try to not play Seattle. And if that means getting that 3 seed, we should do whatever it takes to get to that point. But I think the last week, depending on where we're at for the 3 seed, we might want to rest some players. And we got a lot of injuries to worry about. We got to hear about it tomorrow. I heard that Zach Martin, it's no structural damage is what I'm hearing. That's great news.
That same injury he's been
so
battling all season.
That is great news in the sense of hopefully he might miss a week or 2. We're not going to be the same team. But again, this like I will say, DCFN said, at Dallas Cowboy Football News said, a seasoned team going through ups and downs every goddamn game. It's got to strengthen you. It's like a scar that it's hardened over and over again. You just keep reopening it, and it just hardens again, and it makes it harder. That skin is really tough, and that's what we built with this team from last year. We were doing this at that last little run, that last little push, and we lost to Seattle. But say last year, I'm trying to say this year, we are getting past that. We got 5 tough, 5 big games. I never thought we would win 5 games. These 5 games, 3 games in 12 days, 5 games in 29 days. That's incredible. You got to hand it to everybody, but especially the players and the defensive coaches. And I just think that we're a playoff team. Because of we're good because of the defense, but I don't know if we're a Super Bowl playoff run team yet because of the offense. And so we got to still get things fixed, and it's going to take time, but I think we can do it. The sky's the limit. The talent is there. I mean, we're mad about a game where, like you said, Dak has 400-something yards. We have 500+ yards on total offense, and I'm not satisfied of the offense yet because I know it's blown up figures here and there. And again, last game against the Eagles,
said because of the way we won. The way we won has a lot.
The last game against the Eagles, the end of the third and the end of the rest of the fourth, we scored 21 points, I think, against the Eagles, and we did it again today. In the sense of having to come back blow for blow. Boom, they got back in it. We got on top. They got back in it. We got on top. Went in overtime. What I'm saying? It was just a battle, and NFC East game as well. You got to throw that in there too. There's an extra push. These are the defending Super Bowl champions. Now they're done. So as far as they could get in the playoffs. But my point is that they were fighting for their lives, and it's a extra tough game. But we could have blown them out by more if we had the better execution and better play calling by Scott Linehan. In general, that's kind of summing up our side of things. So I see Cowboys Broad jumped in here one last second. Any last words, Broad?
Hey, man, one game at a time. I'm right here. I was just muted. Hey, one game at a time. We taking them one game at a time, knocking them down one game at a time. That's 5 in a row, fellas. Hey, we winning. We keep winning. That's all it really matters. Lots of things happen. All those people, man, say my man Dak can't throw for over 300 yards. Fuck it, he threw for 400 yards a day, 455. And that was really, he looked really terrible in doing it. He looked terrible in doing it. Wasn't pretty, but it got done. Cowboys put up 576 yards a day. You know, that's nearly 600 yards of offense. You know, so for people, man, saying the offense ain't getting the job done, that gives the defense a lot of rest, a lot of sustained drives, kept them fresh. We're ready to get after them boys and defend when it matters. Go Cowboys. Cowboys another victory. Headed into first place division. We headed into the playoffs. We on our way. Look forward to the coach next week. One game at a time. Let's get it done.
All righty.
Yeah, I love it.
We're going to get up on it. I'm going to get out of here on my side, MCF. I know y'all still rolling over there. I'm going to shut mine down, man. Good win, y'all.
All good, man. I understand, Cowboys, right, what you're saying. But again, I know the offense did enough to win, but again, I still think these are sleight of hand stats. I would bank on that right now. And for the playoffs, it is a different monster. More if we be successful from the offense, but the defense is Super Bowl ready run, in my opinion. And the offense is still got some time. Got to do. I mean, you know, with trying to, you know, miss on points on board, miss on, you know, bad play calling, miss on. We got to, again, it's Amari Cooper is why we got it. It's overtime is why we got these. I mean, that last drive was phenomenal by our Cowboys. That last drive was great. I mean, we took off the whole goddamn clock and scored a touchdown. But it could have been a pick six, and then we talk a different story right now. So my thing is, and again, it was not. But again, I mean, I don't know. It's luck. It was luck. Let's be real about it. And that's what still bothers me. I can't be 100% confident that this is a playoff offense, even though we're in the playoffs.
We ain't got to play out the playoffs. We ain't got to play the playoffs next week. We just got to play the Indianapolis coach and be ready for the international coach.
You're right.
One game at a time. When we get to the playoffs, we'll be ready. One game at a time, one team at a time. That's all we got to do. We just got to be better.
I agree, man. I'm down with that. I am down with that, Cowboys, bro. Let's do this.
All right, man. I'm gonna get out here on my side.
Get it.
Yeah, man. Y'all take it easy, man.
Take care, guys. Thank you guys for joining us here on this side, MCF. I'm hanging up here with you guys here.
All right, peace out.